example pretty well displays the discrimination index. Can you say what does we mean by discrimination index? What do we mean? What is a difficulty index? The previous one. What was the difficulty index? Just to remember.
It say how easy or how difficult a question is.
Yes, it says how easy or how difficult a question is. And what we do is we remove very easy question and very difficult question because we should not give very difficult question. Only top 5% will be attending the question. If we give very easy question, everybody will answer. Very difficult question, top 5 will attend. Very easy question, everybody will attend. Therefore, give moderate question. For that only we have set difficulty index. Now, what we mean by a discrimination index? So it is an index which describes the question, whether a question divides students, whether a question divides the students from high performer to a low performer. A question, it should distinguish from among the learners, he is high performing, he is low performing. Like that, it should distinguish. And that concept we call is discrimination index. We come, let us get inside. It discriminates. What it discriminates? It is the ability of the question to differentiate between performance and non-performance. Who is performing, who is not performing will be told by this index, discrimination index. In short, we will tell it as this full stop I. For difficulty index, we are telling DI, capital D, capital I. For difficulty index. For discrimination, because both are same, we are adding a this I. Okay. So it is the ability of the question to differentiate between performers and non-performers. And how we are doing, let us go. This is the very simple formula. I think you can get it. You can get it from here. This I, it is equal to NH minus NL divided by NT. Here below we have given what is NH. NH is the number of students who answered correctly in high group. NL means number of students who answered correctly in the low group. And NT means total number of students in the high or low. Okay. So this is the formula, which means that from the sample, we have to segregate two groups. What are those two groups? What is its name? It is high group and it is low group. Two groups we have to do. How to do that I am proceeding. So in difficulty index, we have not separated groups. Just we have seen out of total students we are taking 10. How many is answering for a particular question out of 10? With that itself, we have calculated the difficulty index. But now what we have to do is we have to go for segregating our sample into two groups such as high and low. So let us do it. I am giving the example and then we'll do it. So these are the steps. Calculate total mark for each students. Suppose if you are giving to 10 students, no, calculate 10 students total mark. Arrange them in descending order, top to bottom, arrange them. And top 27% is the high group. Bottom 27% is the low group. And now for analysis, only the high group should be taken and only the low group should be taken. The middle group, it is left as it is. For them, no analysis. As far as discrimination index is concerned. Okay, top 27 and bottom 27. High group and low group. And step 5, find who has answered correctly for a particular question. Say the first question. The first question, how many of them attended in the high group? Attended successfully. not only attended, correctly attended, successfully attended in the high group and successfully attended in the low group. That is the fifth. And then you have to calculate. I think these are the steps. I'll repeat once again. So 10 students you are giving, calculate the total mark for 10 students. Arrange them in descending order. Step 2. Step 3, segregation. Top 27%, it is named as high group. From the bottom 27% is named as low group. Then go for the calculation, the previous formula, NH minus NL by NT. With that, we can calculate this design, discrimination index. Okay, now I'll be doing for example. It has to be calculated for each question. Now we have taken 10 questions. Let us see how this can be calculated. Again, this is for caution. Normally 10 should not be taken. I have repeated again. I have repeated it. Calculated total mark, the first step. So this is, see, we have taken 10 students now. Student 1. Here are question number 1, 2, 3, 4. And student number 1, how 1 mark he has got in first question, 1 mark for second question, 0 mark for third question. This is student 1 and this is student 2, this is student 3, like that. It goes upon. How many questions? This is not our my blue point in our discussion. It is another thing. 29 questions were there, and those 29 questions, these 10 students. So this is student 1. So here student 1 and then student 2, like that. This is going. This student 3 and then after last student 10. For all the 29 questions. See, up to 20, you see, it is only 0, 1, 0, 1, it is up to 20. From 21, it is coming to 1.53, like that, it is started coming. What is the difference? What is up to 20 and what is after 21?
Objective
Yes.
and subjective.
Sure, good. Up to 20, this was objective. Up to 20, it is objective. That is why correct answer means 1, wrong answer means 0. That's all. After 21 to 29, after 20, 21 to 29, those are subjective questions. Okay. Here also same rule we have to follow. As like for difficulty index, no, difficulty index we have taken. Correct answer means we'll be giving 1. Wrong means it will be 0. So easily we can calculate the difficulty index. For subjective question, how we did for difficulty to calculate difficulty index? Yes, remember, if you remember it, tell me.
It's more than 75% one, sir.
70, not 75. Am I correct?
Aye, sir.
70. So, if it is more than 70, then treat it as 1. If it is less than 70%, treat it as 0. Same thing we have to follow for discrimination index also. Same thing. Okay, now I'll give another. Arrange them in descending order. I have arranged 10 students. No, see, this is 10th students. He is coming. Also, you can find the total at the bottom. The red fonts. It is total. These are totals, and that is what it is arranged in descending order. Now, how to separate a high and low group now? What is 27% of 10? What is 27% of 10?
2.7.
2.7. Roughly, we can take 3. Okay. Roughly, you can take 3 because in humans, we cannot say 2.7. What is that 0.7? We cannot say that. If it is a food, you can divide 70% of the food, you can cut it. If it is a cake, no. If I want to get, for me, 2.7 cake means you can, what you will do? 2 cakes full you will give, and 70% of the third cake you can give to me. But in humans, you cannot do like that. So approximately you can take 3. So top 3, it will be called as, yes, you know that. Top 3 it is called as high group. Bottom 3 it is called as low group. That is how it is like that. What is the middle? What is this middle?
Moderate.
This is moderate group. We are not taking it for analysis as far as discrimination index is concerned. We are leaving them. Student 1, 5, 8 and 2, we are leaving them. We are excluding from the discrimination index calculation. I think you understood this. And that's whatever we discussed, I have written in the PowerPoint. Now this is the same thing. Okay, the middle 4 we are excluding from the calculation. Okay, now it is as easy. You have calculated, then calculated discrimination index for each question. Every question you have to calculate each question. Okay, and the procedure we know as like difficult index. For objective question, take 1 and 0. For subjective question, it will be 70% of the maximum marks. Okay. Now we have calculated question-wise discrimination. You see the number question. This is the question number 1. You see here NH, number of students attending it correctly, 3. And this is NL, number of students attending in the low group, that is also 3. Total number of students in the group, both 3. In high group also we have 3 students. In low group also we have 3 students. Therefore, it is 3 minus 3 divided by 3. That is the 3 minus 3 divided by 3. So, it's 0. Discrimination index is 0. For the first question. Okay, like this only we have to calculate. And up to 20 you have up to 20 we have objective question, and after that we have subjective question, that is also being calculated by the same method. Okay, so you can see for all the questions they have calculated. For all the questions they have calculated discrimination index. Okay. So this is how the one I said, no, the calculation question number 1. It is like this. What next? What next for us? What is next? See, you have calculated difficulty index. What you did after that? You have value for
Find
difficulty.
discrimination index, sir.
Yes.
We find discrimination index, sir, after difficulty index.
Yes. Now we find discrimination also. Now you got index for all the questions. What you do with them? Now what you do? What you did for this difficulty is the same thing you are doing. What is it? That is what I am asking the previous question. After finding difficulty index, you did something. The same thing now also you have to do.
So we have to see whether that question is easy, hard, or moderate. So we will check the question.
That is for difficulty, easy, hard, or not. Now we have to check whether the question distinguishes performer from a non-performer. Whether our question is able to distinguish between a performer and a non-performer. We should know, no, see, if a person is reading a lot, if he really reads a lot, the question should tell that he is really reading. If somebody is not at all reading, and if they are taking that question should tell that this fellow is non-performer. Like that, it should discriminate. So now we have to choose a question which is properly distinguishing a performer and a non-performer. Okay, with that we have a tabular column. We have a guidelines. We have some markings, some benchmarks. After that we have to reject these questions, or we have to select those questions. Like that we have to do. So before going to that, we have also found the range for difficulty index. We have got a range. Can you remember what are the range for difficulty index? What is the lowest score one can get? What is the highest score one can get in difficulty index?
0 and
Lowest 0, highest 1.
Yes, good. Lowest 0 and highest 1. Now, what are the probable range for discrimination index? What are the probable range for discrimination index? In difficulty index, 0 and 1. If nobody is answering, difficulty index is 0. If everybody is answering, difficulty index is 1. So we have two extreme values, 0 and 1. What are the probable values, or what is the range for discrimination index?
-1 to 1, sir.
-1 to
1, sir.
sure, that good. -1 to 0 to 1. Your answer is correct. How did you get this? Answer is correct. How did you get it? Okay, that is what now I am going to tell. And one more question I am adding. What is the proportion between discrimination index and discrimination of a question? You remember we have said proportion also for difficulty index. Difficulty index, we said also the proportionality. If difficulty index is high, what is the difficultiness of a question?
Low, sir.
Yes, inversely proportional. Difficulty index and difficulty is inversely proportional. So this is what we said. And what is the proportionality of another question? Before going to tell the range, this question, if you're able to tell, what is the proportionality between discrimination index and discrimination of a question? This is directly proportional. If your discrimination index is more, discrimination is more. So which means that we have here two values. If discrimination is index is 0, which means that this question is not at all distinguishing the high and low performer. I think you can get it from the first question itself. You see the first question. It is being answered by all the people in the high group. Also, it is being answered by all the persons in the low group. If every person in the high group or low group is answering, this question does not discriminate. Okay, see the third question. It's a good question. See, from the high group, two people have attended this question. From the low group, only one student has attended this question. Therefore, see the value is 0.34. It is distinguishing, it is discriminating the high performance and the low performance. Therefore, this is somewhat good. This is somewhat not good. Therefore, question number 1 to be deleted because this is not useful. Having that question is not useful. It may be asked like, who is the Prime Minister of India? Anybody can tell because these are very normal questions. Capital of India, Prime Minister of India. Everybody knows as an Indian, majority of the people, 99%, they knows. So those questions have to be avoided. So that's what we see here. So the proportionality is here. It is directly proportionality. In this is explanation. If DA is high, discrimination is high, which means that directly proportional. We'll go for the range. Let us think of three cases. One case, all the students in the group answered correctly and no one in the group answered correctly. No one in the low group. So all the students answered correctly, which means that it is here this will be 3 minus 0 divided by 3. What is the answer? What is the answer? What is this? 1. 1 is the difficulty index. Sorry, discrimination index. No one in the high group answered correctly, and all the students in low group answered correctly, which means that 0 minus 3 divided by 3. What is the answer? Discrimination index?
-1.
Minus 1. All the students in high group and low group answered correctly, which means that 3 minus 3. I have kept my pen tablet, that's why writing with mouse. What is the answer?
0, sir.
0. So these are the ranges. So it varies from what is the lowest among all? Which is the lowest among the 3? 1, -1, 0. Which is very low? Which is very low?
-1, sir.
-1 is very low. So you are BA mathematics people. So -1 to 0 to +1. Like that only we should arrange. -1, 0, +1. This is the range for discrimination index. Okay. And I'll go for this. If it is greater than 0.4, it is excellent. If it is 0.2, 0.3, it is good. Remaining that it is not worthwhile. So you have to select if discrimination index is from 0.2. If it is from 0.2 and above, those questions can be selected. If it is less than that, those questions have to be rejected. That's all. So that is what we have to do. See, not only calculating. After that, we have to go for the judgment. So based on this, you have to select some questions based on the value. We have to reject some question. It depends upon which value we are getting. Okay, let us see what we got. See, this is the result of 10 students we have taken. No. How many questions got selected? Count it. How many questions got selected? Yes, 12. I think 12 questions got selected out of 28 questions. So only almost less than half. Why this is coming? Why only a few questions got selected?
They are not made by following the criteria.
No, it would have been made by following the criteria. The questions are made correctly, but the problem is maybe the sample number is very small. If we are giving to only 10 sample, like this only it will happen. We cannot depend the statistics from 10 people. At least we have to have 10. Or if you are going for 100, no, then that will be very better. If you are going for 100 people, then that will be for very better. Just for knowing, I am telling. Now we are not doing that, but for we should know why we are going for more number of samples. If you are increasing the sample, then the data speaks good. If you are decreasing the sample, no, then data does not speak good. That is why many questions are getting rejected. And possibly, if you are not framing good question, that also may be the case. That is general case. But if you are framing the question and if it is being rejected, and this may be also one of the reasons if the sample are not enough. If it is very small sample, okay. Then we'll go for the groups. Just for one link, I want to tell. So we have taken only 10. 10 means top we have selected 3 students and bottom we have selected 3 students. If you are going for 100 sample, suppose if you are going for 100, what will be the number in the bottom group and what will be the number in the top group? Just for learning purpose. If I have taken 100 sample, how many people will be after descending, after the arrangement in the descending order, how many will be there in the high group, how many will be there in the low group?
27, 27, sir.
27,
Very good.
27, sir.
That is the answer. Why this much time you are taking? Top you have to have 27, bottom you have to have 27, and almost 54 students. 54 students together. How many will be in the middle?
46.
46. And these things we are not taking for discrete calculation. The middle people, we are not worried. Why we are not worried about the middle people? What is our concept? We are not worrying about the middle people. We worried only the top and bottom scores. What is the concept we are seeing? We are seeing
The low
yes.
performer and the high performer, sir. So we are not caring about the moderate performer.
That is why we are not taking the middle people. Okay. So another thing. Suppose if I want to have 100 people in the high group and 100 persons in the bottom group, how many sample I have to take? Total. If I have to have 100 in the high group, 100 in the low group, how many total I have to take? Calculating. So it will be 373. It will be easy to calculate. If 27% is equal, this is 27%, this is 27%. If 27% is equal to 100, what will be for 100? That will be 373. You will be getting this value. If you are taking 373 sample, high group will be having 100% and low group will be having 100 persons in number. This will be a fantastic statistics. Like this, you have to go not taking 10%. Normally, PhD scholars know those who are doing PhD in education. Whenever they are standardizing a question paper, they will be going this many samples, 373 samples. Then only our statistics will be good. Okay. That's right. Just to correlate with I am telling. So with this we end the discrimination index. So we have